$106,000 was stolen from my husband and I this past weekend by an online scammer, and we will not be getting any of our money back. It is gone.
Dang.
So this is what happened. I got a phone call saying someone was trying to log into our account and steal our money, and they suggested changing the password. They gave him a secure link to log in, asked for the code, and yada yada. That was their access into our account. So it went from 106 to 0 in the blink of an eye.
The money in your account, it didn't do too well, it's gone.
Have you ever received a scam text or phone call and asked yourself, I wonder who's falling for this?
Who does that?
And how do they fall for it?
How could you?
Well, today we're going to find out how. We're going to get into I Just Got Scammed Part 2, and we're going to hear from their own testimonials how they ended up being scammed. What it look like TV.
I am back. What it do, baby?
YouTube's own Varnell Hill.
Did you miss me?
Your very own spokesman for the Insidians. We're inside and we're comfortable.
They're so comfortable.
And I'm back with another one. And today, y'all, we're going to jump into I Just Got Scammed Part 2, and we're going to listen to these testimonials. But before we can get to that, we have breaking news. They have found a new way to hack the tap feature on your credit card. They done found a way to do it at gas pumps. But if you ask me, if they could do it at gas pumps, they could do it a lot of other places also.
Alright, so now I'm about to show y'all, since y'all didn't understand with the tap to pay scam, I'm about to show y'all one example of the tap to pay scam, and this one's at the gas station, and you probably don't even notice it. You probably just look right over it. So I'm about to give you the little tip and trick before you use tap to pay at the gas pump. So I know how everybody goes here, and you take your phone and you go boop, right? So before you take your phone and you go boop, you need to do this to see if it comes off. Because if this comes off, you about to get scammed. They take a little black strip that looks exactly like this right here, and they put it over it. It has a little chip in it. And so when you go boop, it's gonna pay it, but the little paper that's around it, it's gonna get your information right when you do it. Even if you put cancel and do credit, you still gonna get got. So every time you come to the gas station, you use this. You just do this to see if it comes off. It's that simple.
I'm telling you, at this point in 2025, it's best to just use cash, man. You have to basically disassemble the mini mart if you try to go get gas or something, man. You got to try to pull the thing off the credit card reader before you swipe it to make sure it's not a skimmer on there. You got to try to rub on the tap outside. You got to make sure it's not secret keys. It's just too much, man. Y'all done took it to lengths that's too far. But now we're going to get into the actual testimonials. And before we even start off, I'm going to ask everybody, and I'm going to beg and I'm going to plead with y'all. Please stop answering these random text messages.
This morning, I received a call. I received a text message from the Chase Fraud Alert. And they're saying that if I had made some charges. I said no, and they said I was going to get a call immediately. Got a call immediately. It was a man saying he was from the Chase Fraud Department, and basically that somebody was trying to wire $8,300 to their account. Somebody by the name of Anthony, I forgot the last name. He mentioned that they were trying to take my money, and if I didn't go to the nearest Chase bank within 30 minutes, that the wire was going to go through, and they told me I had to withdraw everything from my account. So I went and I went to Chase, had a doctor's appointment, but I went to Chase, withdrew everything from my account. I was advised, I was told by this person that this was under an FBI investigation. I cannot let the teller know what is going on, and that I am being watched right now. So then I freaked out, and he told me I had to follow his instructions because there were people following me and that I was being watched. I was so scared. This was going on for like 3 hours of him telling me to go from bank to bank to bank. He kept telling me people were following me. He kept telling me people were being watched. He told me that the FDIC was making a digital card and that he was going to have me deposit into a Bank of America to take it away from the Chase. This person kept telling me that we were being followed, we were being watched, had me go from bank to bank. Within that, I deposited everything I had in my account, $8,300. I asked, why can't I deposit into my other account? He told me that my bank, that bank was not an FDIC approved bank, and I Googled it and it was not. I have part of this recorded to where this man is telling me, you know, everything. I cannot believe people do this. But now I have $0 in my account. My Chase Bank was not able to retrieve it because I went in and pulled it out, and Bank of America wasn't able to retrieve it because this man had me add a wallet, a card to wallet, and he gave me a number. He said it was with the FDIC. He said if I did not do this, that I would be prosecuted for tampering with a federal investigation, and that this was part of a big federal investigation scheme, and that I was going to be that I was basically going to tamper with it if I did not follow his instruction.
Okay, yesterday, I got a text message from Wells Fargo, and it was allegedly from Wells Fargo, asking me if I was attempting to make a purchase at Walmart for $1,500. I immediately said no, because I have those security parameters on my account, so I get those text messages. They said, okay, we're going to call you. That was red flag number one, but I didn't see that red flag because I was multitasking. They called me. They didn't ask any verifying information. They just started talking. That's red flag number two. Then they said, they asked me to confirm my last purchases. I did. They asked me how much money I had in my account. I did that. Then they said, we're going to escalate this to our supervisor. It was something about the supervisor's voice that told me that they weren't legit, that I felt they weren't legit. And I said, okay, well, let me call you guys back. I'm going to call Wells Fargo myself. And I'm happy that I did. I called Wells Fargo myself, and they said, in fact, no, we did not call you. There is no fraud on your account. We don't see anybody trying to take any money out of your account. So be vigilant with your accounts. When I look at the text message now, the text message didn't have my account number on it. Wells Fargo said that they would never call me, that they would ask me to call them. So, people trying to take money from people, like, it's crazy. So I'm a multitasker, and I need to slow down. I know that you guys aren't nearly as multitasking as I am. And so I'm probably preaching to the choir, and you guys don't need this PSA, but it's my PSA to you. If you're as busy as me and you're doing all things and you're doing all these great things, slow down, because they could have got me, and I don't want them to get you. So, all right, have an amazing day. And that's my beautiful grandma up there. Hi, Granny. That's Medea. Bye.
Okay, did everybody get that? That was note to self number one. Stop answering these random text messages. If your bank reach out to you by text, pick up the phone and call them back. Pick up the phone and call the trusted number that you have for them back. Don't go through Google. Remember, we have been through this several times. We cannot trust the numbers on Google. Go through the trusted number that you have for them. But stop answering these random text messages. And with that being said, stop answering these random phone calls. Stay off the phone with these people.
I'm literally going back and forth with Regions right now. Over the weekend, a mother hacked my bank account and took all of my money. I was leaving I was leaving Kroger, and I got a call from a 1-800 number, and they was like, hello, this is Mr. Harrington from the fraud department, from the Regions fraud department. I'm calling to inform you that your card has been compromised. Said that somebody from Walmart in Bartlett tried to swipe my card for like $800 some odd dollars. And I was like, no, that was not me. So he went on to say how we need to close my account down, and how he was canceling my card, and he was going to send me another card that had 2 chips on it. So every time you made a transaction, that I would get a text to my phone and say, did you make this transaction? So he went on to say, the number that's on the back of your check card is going to call you on the other line for you to confirm that you want to cancel your account, blah, blah, blah. So, yes, the number that was on the back of my card called my phone, and when it showed up on my call ID, it said Regions Bank. Right? Okay. So I clicked over it. It was like, hi, this is the fraud. It was an automated system. This is the fraud department. Please enter the card number that you're wanting to cancel. I entered the card number. It said press pound. And it said, please enter the zip code. I entered the zip code, press pound, and went silent. Now, the manager dude on the other line, he said his name was Mr. Harrington. It went silent. Nothing happened. So I went back on the other line. I was like, I push in or whatever. It's silent. Nothing's happening. He said, oh, so many people are going through this, so we're having some technical difficulties, so we got to do this verbally over the phone. That should have been red flag number mother 5. So he was like, give me the card number. I gave him the card number. He was like, you are verbally approving to cancel this, blah, blah, blah. Yes. He was like, what is your email address? So that every time your card is swiped, you'll get a notification to your email. Now, he already can see my online account. Now, at this point, he done terminated my whole online account. I can't even see my bank account no more, right? So he was boosting me up to myself. So save my number. I'll be your agent until you get your new card. When you get your new card, call me back and we'll set up your online account, blah, blah, blah.
I am very, very sneaky.
Just a heads up, y'all, there's a scam going around about Verizon, which included myself in the darn process. So here is my story. I get a phone call this morning around 9 something from a phone number that says Verizon agent. So I pick it up and they're like, Miss Jennifer, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, we just want to let you know that your Verizon account has been compromised and we need some information. Sure, fine. Like, I've talked to Verizon people before, no problem. They sounded completely. So, you know, I give them access to my account and it's the same exact way I've given them access before. Did not seem fishy, did not seem strange. And then I was like, look, I'm at work, like, I can't talk right now. And then that's where things started changing. They were like, ma'am, if you hang up this phone call, then we're, going to have to cut all 3 of your lines off. I was like, hey, can you call me back? They're like, no, we can't call you back. I was like, oh shit, here we go now. Then they told me that, my account's been compromised and this guy named Michael Garcia is trying to buy 2 iPhone 16s and do I give authorization? I was like, no, I don't know who he is. They said, well, now since your account has been compromised, we're going to have to change your account over and you're now going to have to pay your $267 whatever payment is. I was like, that's weird. I said, because it automatically comes out in 2 days. They were like, well, if you go ahead and send the money now, then it's going to be credited. I was like, that's fishy right there. They're like, oh, well, you have to use Zelle or you have to use Apple Pay. We can't take a credit card. It has to be debit. So in the meantime, I'm getting hostile. Like, I'm getting pissed. And I drive over to our bank just to see if there's any kind of fraudulent activity going on. Then I was like, hey, I want you to send me an email. And I want it in writing. I want you to tell me exactly what's going on, like how much I have to pay. And then they were like, okay, well, what's your email? I gave it to them. So they're like, well, we have sent it to you. And I was like, no, you haven't. And they're like, yes, we've sent it twice. I was like, no, you haven't. I was like, you're nothing but a bunch of scammers. And a few seconds later, the call dropped. Sure enough, all 3 of our lines got disconnected. We could not use them at all. So then I was like, you know what? I got to go to Verizon. So as soon as the phone call dropped, there were 2 charges that immediately came out of my account, $499 and $277. So anyways, I head to Verizon, give them the whole spiel of what the heck happened. Come to find out they were able to unlock our phones, everything's fine, but there was 2 people that came in behind me. Same thing just happened to them. And they also bank with state employees, credit union. So there is some kind of scam going around with Verizon, but I don't know if it's just a coincidence with people that have state employees credit union. I don't know. But anyways, guys, beware. Do not take a phone call from Verizon at all because they're definitely a scammer.
Okay, that was the second set of examples. So let's review. We're going to stop answering these random texts and we're going to stop answering these random phone calls. And if we get a text or we get a call from anybody, we're going to call them back at the trusted number that we have, not the number on Google. Matter of fact, why am I even trying to tell you? I'm not even qualified to tell you this stuff. I'm going to let this bank employee tell you exactly what's going on and how these scams are tearing people up.
I don't even know if I am allowed to make this video right now, but I'm going to make it because okay. I work in banking. I just sat down with a customer for about a little bit over 4 hours of my day. I work an 8-hour shift. I just sat down with a customer for about 4 hours. So half of my day's work. It is 3:30 p.m. and I am now about to go for lunch, okay? Because I've had this woman since 11 o'clock this morning. There is an epidemic of scammers going on right now where customers are getting calls on the phone or text messages where they say, oh, somebody attempted to make a withdrawal or a transaction on your account. If this was not you, please call this number. And the customers are calling these numbers. And then the people behind the call say, let me get some information of you to verify so that I can help you secure your money at this bank, at this credit union, at this financial institution. And the people willingly give out their information. They willingly give out their account numbers, their online banking IDs, their passwords, their debit card pins, their debit card numbers, their credit card numbers, thinking that they're doing the right thing, trying to secure their accounts. And they are actually giving all of their credentials to these scammers who are then going to log into your online banking and wire money out of your account galore. And they're doing this telling you, I'm transferring the funds into a secure online account until we can secure that, that the scammers didn't take the money out. We're going to keep it here for 24 hours and then tomorrow we'll transfer it back. Or they tell customers, go into the institution where you bank, make a withdrawal. Do not tell them what you're making the withdrawal. And then take the money to this Bitcoin machine so it can be secured for a certain amount of days until the scammers are out of your account, and then we will redeposit it. And people are doing it. People are doing these things. They're following these instructions. And I know that a lot of people are older and they don't understand, they don't know, but it doesn't make sense. Please, please, I hope this reaches a lot of people. Do not fall for these scams. Send this to your grandmother, send this to your grandfather, to your great aunt. They are targeting senior citizens. It's a big thing right now. It's a big thing. And they're convincing them that they're actually helping them, that they're trying to secure their money. They're even telling them that their own banks are scamming them out of their money to take it out and put it in a Bitcoin machine or to buy gift cards with the money. It's a scam. Please, if you get a call like this, if you get a text message like this saying, please call this number, give us information, hang up the phone and go to your local branch and inquire with a banker or a teller or a bank manager so we can advise you so you don't lose your money, because people are losing their life savings. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars they are losing because people are falling for these scams. I want people to please just, if you get a question like this, just go to your branch. Go to your branch, call your branch directly. Don't give out any information. No company, no financial institution will ask you to provide credentials to confirm that you are you. They will not do it. If they're asking for debit card pins, for social security number, for account numbers, it's a scam. Banks, credit unions, they do not ask for that. Please send this to an elderly family member, because they're the main ones who are being attacked and they're the main ones who are falling for this. I don't want you guys to lose your money. I don't care where they bank. Please. Please. Thank you.
Told y'all, man, I am not making this stuff up. And it's crazy. We living in a time period now where people can't even try to better their lives through trying to find new jobs to move up in life, because now even trying to find a new job, you could end up getting yourself scammed out of all your information, and you're going to need 3 or 4 jobs after applying for the one job because they're going to tear your credit up so bad.
So for my job, I am in the space of recruiting. I do a lot of recruiting type work. I do a lot of onboarding work for all types of positions, from entry level all the way up to high level positions, project management. I've done VP level type recruitment and things of that nature. But today, for a group call that I had with my VP of HR, apparently there's a bunch of scams going around all the time, phishing scams, anything and everything to get your information. They're out there doing it. This particular scam that we saw today for my company, we have someone out there posting positions mirroring our company website, our current positions we're hiring for, and things of that nature. These people have gone as far as offering candidates, putting them through pre-screening, getting their personal information, all the way down to date of birth, socials, things like that. They get them through the entire hiring process, and at the very end, they go into a detailed overview of that these candidates, these applicants, these new hires need to buy, high-tech equipment, very expensive equipment that would later be reimbursed to them, or an option to have the funds dispersed to them before they get started. And obviously a lot of red flags are happening at that point. People are reaching out to my company directly and stating, is this offer legit? Obviously about, people spending that kind of money, they want to know if this offer is legit. Now, from the emails that I've seen and the phone calls I've had, the offer should have been a red flag from the moment go. If you didn't do an interview for a job and, you were offered simply from an application, red flag. If the position is more of an entry or mid-level and the pay is more of a higher level, $40 to $50 an hour, for a position that seems fairly easy, fairly simple, more entry level, red flag. If you haven't spoken to anyone, over a phone call, everything is being done through an email or a text, red flag. If they're asking you to talk to them on Telegram, WhatsApp, anything outside of a normal phone call or a text, red flag. But I understand this world of, unemployment. People are desperate. They want to work. They're looking for positions. So I get it. Working this position, the one I was currently looking at, was a fully remote, offering, $40 an hour, doing minimal type work. Nothing too crazy. You didn't have to have a degree, anything of that nature. So I understand why people are getting roped into those types of opportunities, but just do your due diligence, research the person, the job that's being offered to you, reach out to the company directly if something doesn't seem right. There are all kinds of people on LinkedIn that you can reach out to that work at companies, that you can reach out to say, hey, is this legit, before you ever get started in the hiring process. I know this video is a little lengthy, but I did want to put just a warning out there to be careful, especially if you're looking for jobs and job hunting on different job sites and things of that nature. Just be careful. Do the due diligence of reaching out to the company directly to see if it's legit, if it's an offer that you should pursue. Be safe out there, take care, and have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.
If you ask me, man, it sounded like they had a new scam. And since the new scam was working so good, they just added an old scam right on the tail end of it. The new scam was the duplicate job listing, getting people to get their information away by just mirroring an existing job that's out there on the market. The second scam that they added in at the end is that whole, we gonna send you this check to get the equipment, just cash it for us and send the rest back. I guess they was like, hell, we done put you through a whole train and let's see if we can get you. But anyway, man, if you thought that one was bad, man, it's actual scammers out here playing on people's emotions. Now, in this next scam, you gotta be 100% sure it's a scam, because if it's not a scam, then a loved one of yours could happen to be in a bad situation. But they out here calling people, telling them that a family member is kidnapped.
I need to tell everyone about a really bad scam that I experienced today. I don't know if you can tell, I've been crying all morning. So I was awoken this morning at 7:20 a.m. roughly to a phone call from my sister. Like, it was her contact, it was her face that popped up on my phone. It looked exactly like my sister was calling. So I answered it, and it was a man's voice on the other end screaming at me, telling me, you're not gonna call anyone else, you're not gonna call the police, you're not gonna talk to anyone, I have your sister. And like, this sounds, it's so hard for me to describe to you how real this all sounded. Like, I'm not an idiot. I'm so good at spotting phishing emails. I'm so good at spotting spam calls. I never fall for anything. And this was like the realest, scariest moment of my entire life, literally. And the guy was screaming at me. He sounded completely unhinged. He sounded crazy. I heard muffled sobs in the background that sounded like a woman's voice. So of course I was like, oh my God, that's my sister. I fully 100% believed that this was real, especially since it was her contact that popped up on my phone. It wasn't some random number. So anyways, I end up talking to this guy for like 15 minutes. I'm trying to calm him down. I'm having like small talk with him, and I end up sending him money. And what's weird about it too is it's not like he was like, send me $1,500 in gift cards. It wasn't like that. He was like, I need you to send me money. I need to get home. I just got out of jail. I'm just trying to get home. I'm not a bad person. He was saying. He started crying. Like, legit. There was even one point, this is the part that still gives me chills and makes me really scared. There was one point I heard a sob in the background, and the guy said, listen, you need to calm down. You're going to hurt yourself. I'm going to get money from your sister, and then everything's going to be fine. I'm going to let you go. Like, so luckily I wasn't home alone. My mom happened to be in town visiting. When I first got the call, I ran downstairs and woke her up, but silently, because the guy was telling me not to tell anyone. And so she called the police. And then I took the call outside on my front porch because I didn't want the guy to hear any background noise. I was terrified that he was going to kill my sister. So my mom called the police. Then she called my sister's actual number, and my little sister picked up. So anyway, we realized my sister was okay, and that was all good. But this was really, really scary. Like, it felt so real that I'm not kidding. I'm traumatized, and I'm worried about PTSD. I'm not kidding. If you get a call like this, I read that it's recommended that you hang up and then immediately call back, because it'll call your actual contact.
I guess the elephant in the room on this one is, if you immediately went down quietly to mom, why didn't mom immediately call your sister phone so y'all could double check that it was real? Why did y'all wait so long?
That's a good question.
But hindsight is better than foresight. I wasn't there. It was a scary story. But it's real easy for these type situations to happen. I'm just surprised that it happened to her because she was so much younger, because old people fall for this easy. All these scammers have to do is just hit the lottery and find somebody that's nervous, and they gonna hit pay dirt.
Please stop what you're doing. Listen, please. The scariest scam just happened to us. I'm still very shaken. It didn't even happen to me. Please send this to your parents. If you have older parents, if you have older grandparents, please send this to them or let them know that this is happening, okay? So about half an hour ago, my husband got a call from my phone number. It had my picture, it had my name, everything about it. It was my number. It was like a regular call. He didn't even think anything of it, answered the phone. On the other line was a guy saying he was holding me hostage and was going to me if my husband did not transfer him money through Zelle. My husband immediately started texting our good friend that's in the FBI, and that guy instructed him to keep the guy on the phone and try to have that guy put me on the phone. Like if he really had me, put me on the phone. So my husband is keeping him on the phone, trying to tell him to put me on the phone. In the meantime, he's also tracking my phone. Well, I happen to be at the hospital because my son had a doctor's appointment. So our FBI friend leaves work and is headed to me to make sure everything's okay. Josh was able to drag this phone call out for 5 minutes, and in the meantime, this guy is asking for, he's getting hostile, and he's asking for the money via Zelle. My husband's like, I don't know what Zelle is. Do you have Venmo? Because he's just like trying to prolong the conversation. He's like, I really need to talk to her. I need to make sure she's okay. After about 5 minutes of this, he still wouldn't put me on the phone, obviously, because I wasn't there. So Josh, my husband, hung up and called me right back, and I answered, and he was like freaking out, right? Anyways, the scariest part of all this is that they call from your number, and they knew everybody's names. So please spread the word that this is a new scam, because it is very realistic. It is very terrifying. And I know that a lot of people would just give them account numbers to get their loved ones back. Gosh, just spread the word, please. Hopefully, if we spread it far and wide, we can squash this, and it'll stop being a thing.
I give it to them, man. These scammers are bold and these scammers are good, man. They found a way to negate my core rules before the video even ended, man. Because there's no way that you not going to answer the phone or not answer the text if it's your sister or if it's a loved one. They done found a way to get around that. So we're going to have to stay vigilant. And I think what we learned from each one of these stories, both of these stories, is if this ever happens to you, you ever do get a strange phone call like this, you have to immediately find someone else with a phone, and y'all have to call the person that's supposedly calling you. You have to call the phone that's supposedly calling you, and you have to wait for that click on the phone. And if you don't hear it, then you know you're being bamboozled. And if your loved one picked up the phone, you know you're being bamboozled. But you just can't engage with this. You got to get to another phone, and you got to try to find somebody. But the reason why I do these videos, man, is because there's a lot of insidians out there that done live good lives and decided that they just going to pack it away, and they don't want to mess with people. They just want to be left alone. They want to enjoy their little what it look like TV, and they want to mind their business. But these are the people that usually end up getting targeted and hit hardest by these scammers. And when you see some of these videos, it just be extremely heartbreaking, man.
I'm here with a Vivint customer. She was scammed over $48,000 in the past 3 weeks. Ma'am, just let them know what happened real quick.
I was to do a greet and meet with a virtual movie star. And I won't say names because I don't know if it's really him or if it was an imposter. Mm-hmm. But it just was a little bit, and I'm shaky. I'm stressed out.
No, I got you. And then you said these are $500?
Most of them are $500.
Okay.
She's still unsure if it was the person or not. I got a little advice for you, man. It wasn't whoever he said he was. It wasn't him, man.
Nope.
But anyway, man, everybody out there that's seeing this video and hearing this message, stay vigilant. We work too hard for the couple little jingles that we got. Don't have nobody swindling you out of your money, man. Swiper, no swiping.
Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping.
But anyway, y'all, this video is going to end up like all the other videos. Hit me in the comments section. Let me know how you feel about everything you have just witnessed.
Tell me how you felt about what just happened there.
And if you done made it to this point in the video, you are my MVP.
It was a stone groove, my man.
I'm out of here.